Thank you for joining to our, what podcast number is this, Anthony?
I think it's number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5.
This is like number 8.
I'm thinking about public.
It's number 7. It's number 7. I think it's number 7. Today, somebody that is, as important as Anthony and as me, couldn't make it, and it's funny because I wish we could say that he's out on vacation or that he is with family or whatever, but he's actually in the conference room as we speak, involved in the processes that we're going to speak about in this podcast. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. This podcast is going to be about, it's funny because you'd be surprised at how many car deals die, not because of credit, not because of price, but actually because of insurance. And most dealerships don't even realize how much money this is actually costing them. And I want Anthony to jump right into it.
So, we talked about this, which the viewers will see at some point soon, but we're doing it today in English so that we could be able to talk with different types of audiences, So essentially the problem itself is what you just said, right? That they are not selling as many units due to problems with insurance, right? And I mean, if I worked at a dealership, I would identify the problem, right? But I think that these dealerships are either too busy or too comfortable with what they're doing to be able to realize or want to better their processes. So one of the biggest things that I think that you and I both know is that they're going to more expensive carriers, or the companies are not doing everything in their power. Because I think that what they do is, honestly, Adrian, if I'm going to be completely transparent, I think that they know that the demand is necessary. I think that they know that the clients essentially have no choice, because sometimes they're going to the dealership and they're putting themselves in worse position by going so late where they have less options, right? Like if they hear a crazy price, they can't just pick up the phone and call somebody else because they're like, oh, I've been here for 4 hours already. Let's just go and do it and not worry about it tomorrow. So this is essentially letting the dealerships know, oh, we can keep on getting away with this, or this is working, but in reality.
And it's, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Isn't it interesting when you said at the beginning that, they're comfortable with what they're doing, or they probably have already the data with the closing ratios. Okay, this is how many people I have quoted for their cars. We're always going to close or sell cars to, I don't know, maybe a 30-40% of those. But they're not counting that by strengthening their system regarding insurance, that closing ratio could probably be driven up by at least 10 or 15%.
100%.
Which marks the difference between millions of dollars when we're looking at the long term. And what else do you think is a part of the problem?
I think that they are just not doing everything in their power to be able to better structure the policies. At the end of the day, you could always try to switch a named insured. You can always try to include all the household members. So I just think that they don't do everything in their...
They're not insurance agents.
They're not insurance agents at the end of the day, so they're not really going to do everything in their toolbox. They're more focused on, the client leaving with the vehicle.
That customer walks out, buys somewhere else.
Exactly.
That's what happens in most of the cases that the dealership loses because of insurance. Now, let's dive into that a little bit deeper, pertaining to what the real issue or the real problem is. What do you think?
I think that, okay, let's say you have a salesperson for a dealership, right? That person, somebody walks in, they feel that person is serious to buy the vehicle, and sometimes what they do is if the deal falls, they're just going with it all. The client wasn't serious. But in reality, all they have to do is adjust their process, like how you and I were talking about. Maybe they don't have a process in place. But, the numbers that I've seen, I think that one of the biggest problems is the unrealistic down payments. I've seen that there's companies that have asked for heavier down payments by a large amount.
Oh, we're talking about companies? What type of companies?
We're talking about insurance companies.
Or agents. And why do you think that is? Because we both know the elephant in the room. I think that it's a real issue. I think that not a lot of people know about it. However, you could say it. What is it that insurance agencies are doing? And by the way, there's a lot of really good insurance agencies out there. There's a lot of tremendous insurance agencies out there that do everything.
Just like us.
1,000%. But we're making this podcast to inform car salespeople on how they could better their process to ultimately be able to make more money. You're a car salesman. You are using an insurance agent. That insurance agent is inflating the down payment for the insurance and potentially sharing compensation with you. That is something completely unethical, completely wrong. And you got to be very careful, because that person or that agent isn't only creating a liability for yourself, he's also creating a liability for himself, and he's creating a, what would you say, Anthony?
I think that it comes with the territory, right? You know, if you are in anywhere in the U.S. that isn't Florida, maybe this is Chinese to you.
Oh, 1,000%.
Now, if you're in Florida, in South Florida,
1,000%,
you know that there's a lot of differences out here. You know, I will say that there's a lot of dealerships that are moving volume. So we can't say that our market is bad in terms of allowing dealerships to move units. But now, what happens is, in large markets like ourselves, the competition is what ends up driving the norm. I guess that's what you could say. So, for example, if right now you are an insurance agency and you hear that there's another insurance agency that is doing something and you're not doing it, you might think, oh, I have to start doing this. And then before you know it, everybody in the whole city is doing the same thing. And we don't even know if it's right or wrong, but they're all doing it. And at this point, if you don't do it...
And you say, we don't even know if it's right or wrong.
Well, I mean, them.
The public.
The public doesn't know.
The public and the car salesman.
And maybe even other insurance agencies that aren't looking to be informed. You know, at the end of the day, you can be an insurance agency and there's liability always, and that's why we do things correctly. But there's other insurance agencies that aren't protecting themselves as much as we do.
You're 1,000%.
So,
correct.
I mean, maybe they don't
not only protecting ourselves, you know, for the day of tomorrow, not to lose the company, but we're protecting ourselves and our customers to not do anything unethical to them. There is, and we don't want to talk about it too much, because a lot of car salesmen that's had these experiences with insurance agents, they just end up calling us at the end of the day because, you know, that insurance agent is quoting the customer in the market. He's quoting, you know, the price that he truly gets is, you know, $100 for the down payment, $100 for the monthly payment. He adds another $100 or $150 to that down payment, which is completely incorrect, completely unethical, completely a violation of the Department of Financial Services, which is the entity that regulates insurance agencies. And apart from that, not compliant. And, you know, those insurance agencies, it's only a matter of time to say things clearly before they are affected by the things that they're doing. But let's, you know,
now that we touch base on that, let's move on to something else.
Let's continue to move on, 100%. So,
Okay.
You know, so what's the real issue? Well, the real issue is a car salesman relying on what random insurance prices. They're relying on an agent that they currently use that is not going to give them the best price in the market. He's going to give them the best price that is, you know, aligns more with the commission that he wants to make on the policy or whatever the case is.
Exactly.
Because you could easily go in there into the system, notice that there's company A that's offering $100 a month, but company B is offering a 12-month term. By extension, that insurance agent is going to make more money on the commission. So he's going to go with company B, which surely isn't the best option in the market. That is completely unacceptable in this agency. None of us do it because we're all ethical. And, you know, apart from that, we're all very good at what we do. And we prioritize the customer. We prioritize the leadership. We prioritize the car salesman in order to give him the best price, because the better price that we give him, the more of a chance he has to close that deal with that customer, and the more business he's going to refer to us at the end of the day, just speaking transparently.
100%.
Another thing that they rely on is the customer calling their own insurance agency. Why is that a huge red flag and something that's going to end up costing the car salesman a ton of deals?
Well, if they call, okay, so if you are a salesperson at a dealership, okay, my advice to you is to not rely on your clients that are looking to buy a vehicle to call their current insurance agent. Why? Because that current insurance agent is just going to add that vehicle to their policy. That's going to bump up the premium of their policy and essentially throw an illusion to the client that this is the best price that you can get for this car. And then what happens is that client hears the price and they're like, oh, wait, I don't want to pay that much for this car. You know what? I don't want the car anymore. But in reality, All they had to do was give us a call. We review the market, not just relying on the easiest thing, which is adding it to their current policy, like how in this example they are, but we review the whole market and we offer them the best price. And our business model compared to these other people and these other agencies, just to say quickly, we are providing the best prices because truly we want to help. Truly we know that the insurance industry is very competitive, but if I'm providing you the best prices and I'm giving you the best service and I'm helping you cancel that previous policy, what is the likelihood that you're going to refer me your family members so that I could do the same? When the norm out here in Miami is these people call other insurance companies. These other insurance companies make up lies. Every day we hear these lies, you know, and this is a different topic, but also another elephant in the room. There's just the lies that we hear sometimes, you know, from certain clients. One little quick lie that I want to say. Okay, one quick lie. If you call an insurance company and they say that their cancellation department's closed for the day, that's a lie. That's all I want to say.
If you want a good insurance policy that protects you at the moment of a loss, give us a call at 305-786-0001. We're going to treat you right.
I heard that one.
That's all I want to say.
How quick is it for us to cancel a customer's policy?
Well, I mean, as long as we see that they have another insurance company, it's of course very easy.
As everybody knows, it's illegal in the state of Florida to not, have insurance on a car. So, one thing that is industry standard, you'll see it in every single insurance agency. One thing that we ask for once a customer calls to cancel us, which to be clear, it's like once a month, and we have thousands of clients. Why? Because we provide tremendous service. We give tremendous prices. We review every single renewal in our books. But as long as we have all of the documents required, a cancellation takes 2 minutes.
And how do we handle those cancellations?
Well, as some people have had experience with, there are some agencies that you'll get treated a little bit.
What?
Scared.
Come on. Don't sugarcoat it, man. Come on.
No, we have to sugarcoat it because at the end of the day, we're not here to talk bad about any other.
But are they professional? Simple question. Are they professional when it comes to cancel?
A lot of them are. However, we all know the other parts of that.
But those other parts of it, okay? Without saying any names, we're talking about people who have a large share in the industry.
Yeah.
Locally. So it's not.
But
like
let's stay on topic.
No, we're on topic. I just wanted to say that because. What I'm trying to say is that Adrian and I and Leonardo, who's not here right now, if you call to cancel, okay, as long as you have a better price and you have insurance, we are happy for you and we keep the door open. That's what I'm trying to say. Whereas these other companies,
the viewers should understand that it's a little bit sentimental to us just because we've experienced a little bit of uncomfortable situations while we are helping and assisting a new customer in the cancellation of his old policy that wasn't with us.
100%. But moving forward, I got you. We're going to change the topic really quickly. So let's talk about the solution for these.
Let's introduce our system. Why we say with all of the confidence in the world that we're better than everybody else. And it's funny because a lot of times when I am speaking with these car salesmen, I walk up to them and I tell them, like I said, with all of the confidence in the world, I say I'm the best, I'm the most efficient, I'm the fastest, I get you the best price. I scope the entire market in under 2 minutes. I prioritize your deal, which is the most important part. How do I prioritize your deal? By obtaining the best price in the entire market for this customer. We understand the dynamic. We understand it better than anybody else because how often do we work with car salesmen? Every single day. Basically every hour of every single day, we have tons of car salesmen giving us a call in order to assist them. Why? Because, we have the correct system in place to be able to help you close more deals. Let's talk a little bit about that system.
That system, I think, goes down to the 3 words that you love to rely on.
Or
speed, efficiency, execution.
Speed, execution, efficiency.
So speed, as in the salesperson from the leadership reaches out to us. Hey, I have somebody that needs this. Right?
What is it that we working?
We say trabajando immediately. Always letting them know.
So we have really good relationships with our car salesmen. We have hundreds of them. And that relationship consists of, it's such a good relationship that they already know exactly what we need in order to start working already. So it's funny because they send us the license of the person purchasing the car. They send us the VIN number of the car that's being purchased, and we immediately, within milliseconds, I'm talking about milliseconds, we are responding saying working. Boom, we go into
the system, to our rating system.
Okay.
We put in the information.
What is the rating system?
Do we say the rating system?
It's a quarter.
It's a quarter.
So basically, and not a quarter like 25 cents, it's a quarter. So basically, we input all of the information about that customer, all of the other household members, all of the vehicles, etc., all of the drivers, because a lot of times car salesmen send us 4 licenses because they know that that customer has a few other drivers in their policy. But we go into that quarter, which essentially what it is, it's in other words, it's a rater, where we input the driver's information, the vehicle's information, a couple of other discounts that the quarter asks us for, and we're very fast. We're very efficient. We get this done quickly. In 2 minutes, we have the company that's offering us the best price in the market. We're that quick.
So then once we do that quarter shows us every single company that we work with, which is every company in the market. And within minutes, we're opening 3 windows at the same time. I'm not going to go one company. No, I need to have it all 3. And even at times, if they don't know exactly what prior insurance that customer have, we have companies that will inform us of that. So essentially, there's nothing that you can say as a car salesperson that would allow you to not call us. Because if you're missing a piece of information, there's a chance that we could find it for you. We're going to quote with every company in the market. We're not going to give you inflated prices for down payments. And we even help cancel their prior policy, which is big. It's very big.
A lot of times we get them a refund too. So basically, salesperson, you watching this, you send us the license and the VIN number. We immediately start working in the market. 2 minutes, you have the best option in the entire market. You have the company that's offering you the best price. Once we have that number, we send it to you. For example, Progressive, down payment $100, monthly payments $101. As soon as you give us the green light, customer is extremely happy with the price. I'm going to send you the customer's phone number. We immediately copy and paste that into our phone system. We give the customer a call. We get the deal closed. And a lot of times it's funny because we give such good prices that a lot of times we have to do no selling. We don't have to do any selling because the customer's current insurance company or agency skyrocketed their price, or they were replacing a vehicle in their current policy, price increased by $200 a month. Now we're competing versus a price that we don't even know of because that happened behind the scenes.
100%.
But we're competing against a crazy price. Our price is so much better, so much more convenient to our customer that immediately we don't have to do any selling, which this industry isn't even about selling, it's about informing. But
you don't have to really try to convince them, is what you're trying to say.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, the moment that we tell them the number, they know the other number in their head, and our number sounds so much better.
So immediately we get the deal closed. We go ahead and
send the documents.
We send the car salesman immediately what he needs to continue working on the financing process, which is
binder to show the bank if there's a bank that's financing or leasing the vehicle. And we send the identification card so that client can leave insured, and most of the time they print it out so that client can already have it.
Yeah, we work with a lot of good salesmen that do a great job, and a lot of times they're so good at what they do that they even print out the proof of insurance and the registration to give to the customer, put in the glove box. Exactly. You're good to go. You have the whole package,
and then now the cancellation of the other policy.
We take care of that behind the scenes. Yeah, we to your customers that you recommend to us that we were able to save money to, which is 100% of them. We go ahead and we take charge of helping them cancel their other policy, because a lot of times, like we mentioned, maybe there's an insurance agent that gets a little bit upset, etc. We take care of that process. We even have departments that help with that process, which is very and strong, because a lot of agencies don't have departments.
One thing that I did want to touch base on, and I know that we always talk about it faintly with our salespeople and our clients, because it truly is an easy process, but I really don't want us to overlook how much of a benefit it is that we help them cancel that policy. Because if I help you get a better price, but now I leave you to go speak to your prior insurance agent, there's a chance that prior insurance agent, we're getting a dealership right now calling us.
Hector Gonzalez, Auto Sales.
If you want to meet the best insurance agents in Miami, do not miss our podcast and do not forget to give us a call if you want to save money on your insurance at 305-786-0001, South Florida 1.
It's funny because Leo's in there in the conference room working like 4 at the same time. We have another one calling us, but we're not going to leave him. We're going to send it to another one of the members of our team.
Yeah, this is exactly what we would do in any situation. Obviously, most of the time we could work it, but in this case, even though we're currently filming a podcast, we're going to have somebody else assist him so that they can get insured.
And it's funny because, or not that it's funny, but it's very efficient because how do we, of course, we have tremendous relationships with these car salesmen. And you guys just saw it firsthand. How do we save all of them their contacts in a way that we're going to give them not priority, because all of our customers have priority when they're calling, but we're going to make sure that we see that we know exactly what we have to do.
100%.
You know, and perfect. Basically, I just got the licenses, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send it over to...
This is live right now, how the process is.
Yeah.
So you were just discussing the process. We get the licenses because they already know how we are. And they send you the VIN. Did they send you the VIN?
100%.
So that's it. That's already going to go into the quoter, and within 2 minutes, they're already looking at the best price. Now, quickly, I just wanted to discuss this. There's plenty of times where I think that this is one of the most overlooked services that we provide, simply just because of how much of a convenience it is. I think that it's actually one of the biggest things that truly show our customers our intentions and the fact that we would never abandon them in a process. Because if I help you find a better price now, but if I leave it up to you to cancel your policy, you can be very busy, because we know how the world is nowadays. People are going from one thing to the next, and then they get home and they have things to do, and days turn into weeks and months, and the next thing you know, you're charged twice. And you're the most insured person in the country.
And it used to happen frequently until we established that department.
No, 100%. But I just wanted to discuss that because I like to guide my clients, and I know that that's something that separates me from certain agents, you know, but I like to guide my clients to be prepared for all scenarios, you know, because if you go and you speak to your prior insurance agent and that person tries to make up a lie to you or try to convince you to stay there, at that point, now the reason that you were able to save money is no longer as important, and now your mind just becomes clouded. So I really enjoy doing that because I'd like to let them know there's, as you mentioned before, there's plenty of times that they get refunds as well. So not only am I going to save you money, but you're going to get reimbursed the days that you paid for that you didn't use, and that's just more money in your pocket.
100%.
So,
and apart from pretty much everything that we mentioned, what value does this add to the car salesman that's watching this, that's thinking, wow, he's kind of right. Right now, I'm not using any insurance agent for my process. And I have had a few deals fall through because of the insurance. What value can that car salesman obtain from our agency?
what value can they have more as themselves? Okay. I think that if you have a good partnership with an insurance agency like ourselves, I think that you become top 1% of people in your industry.
1,000%.
Because at the end of the day, now you have somebody who's always going to work.
It's a
no
tool.
matter what time of day. It's a tool to allow you to retain more business, to not lose deals over simple things. Because honestly, some of these deals are lost, as you said, simple things. Now, you can rely on your dealership to notice these things. You as a salesperson who's trying to go above and beyond should recognize that these are things that you could do. And at the end of the day, if you haven't, now we're telling you, and we honestly would like to work with you, So if you're looking at this and you work in that industry and maybe last month wasn't your best month and you want to do something differently this month, give us a call. We're always open to having more dealerships to work with. And I think that you'll see quickly just how much your numbers go up.
1,000%. And we're talking specifically about closing ratio.
100%.
Every car salesman knows what I'm talking about. It's how many people you give estimates to versus how many people you actually sell cars to. If your current closing ratio right now is, 25%, you could expect your closing ratio to go up minimum, I would say, and there's an estimate, 10-15% minimum. Plus, you're going to look a lot better to your clients.
That was a value that you were discussing, and that was something that I was going to...
You're going to look a lot better to your clients, and those clients are going to refer you more business as well.
Exactly.
And to be completely honest with you guys, it's difficult to find professionals like us that know how to work, know what they're doing. Their product knowledge is better than anybody in the industry. We know where to apply the discounts. We know how to structure policies in order to obtain the best prices in the market. And that's something that if you guys are overlooking it, it's something valuable to have. It's a valid asset to add to your team and to your process, to have professionals like us to be able to help you to close more deals and to be able to help you to get deals that are currently on the line because insurance, get it closed. So, you know, what more, Anthony, do you think that you want to add?
I think that at the end of the day, sometimes you shouldn't look at where you are. You should look at where you can go. And I know that sounds very big, but I'm going to tell you right now. If you work at a buy here, pay here, okay? Let's say that you're not at a huge dealership. That doesn't mean that you can't operate like a huge dealership. You get what I'm saying?
1,000%.
So, for example, these buy here, pay here's, they're actually doing pretty good right now in the way that the market is, because a lot of people that are going to buy new vehicles, the prices may be higher. Maybe they just cannot get into a new vehicle. So these buy here, pay here's are actually doing really well right now because, number one, from what I've seen, and I am not the most, expert person. I don't have that many cars that I've bought in the past, but I am an expert in insurance. And I will say that the industry right now, I think, is pretty good for used cars. You can get a used car right now at a pretty good price. So the buy here, pay here's I think, have a really good demand right now, and they could take advantage of it by being able to provide these good insurance prices, and they could even move more units in some of these dealerships if they're not doing things correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would say. I mean, if I'm going to tell anybody something right now, I'm going to tell you, try this out. Try this out, because at the end of the day, what's going to happen?
What is it that we tell our car salesmen when we're speaking with them in person?
Spanish.
Our car salesman prospects. We say, use our services one time, and we guarantee you, you'll never again want to use another insurance agent. And we're so confident about that, and we're so clear about that. You guys will only have to try us once in order to see the value. And like I say, I guarantee you, you try us one time, you'll never want to use another insurance agent again. It is essential to have professionals like us in your team that will be able to go in there. Once you send them once you send us the data that we need, I'll be able to execute. I'll be able to close the deal.
I want to touch base on something that you always say too when you're speaking with these dealerships, and this could be something that could resonate with their viewers. Tell them about your experience in dealerships. Why is it that you know so well about how they work?
Yeah, we've created a lot of the systems that we've created, and this is super essential. You brought this up because I'm not always going to forget. It's what time is it? 8:30 at night. We've spoken with 1,000 customers today. We are a little bit mentally a little bit tired, but I was actually going to forget. 1,000%. Yeah. The reason that we've created our systems the way that we've created, because I truly have a ton of experience working directly inside of dealerships, so I know the dynamic. I know what it's like to work directly with a car salesman in order to get the deal closed. I know what we have to do. I know that we have to execute. I've worked at 5 or 6 different dealerships, and that took a big portion of my career in this industry, working inside of those dealerships and understanding and seeing and learning the dynamic. And that has led us to kind of where we are today, which is that's still a huge part of our process, working directly with car salesmen, helping them to close more business, and by extension that helps us to close more business. So if you're a car salesman, you want a professional on your team that's going to know what to do, when to do it, that's going to give your customers the best prices, that's going to work efficiently and fast and give you what you need, which is a declarations page, the binder, and the ID cards immediately, give us a call. My phone number is 305-786-0001. Anthony's direct extension is
305-203-2725. If you want me to help you not only make your clients happy, but also to help your numbers. Because I promise you right now, what we're saying, the insight that Adrian just said, if it went over your head, he knows exactly how you work in that industry. He knows exactly what you need, and we're just looking to help you out. At the end of the day, they have to leave with insurance, but are they going to leave content?
But from that, where else will you find an insurance agent partner, quote unquote, which will also send you business? How much business do we send to our to our VIP leaders?
We had
Ton of business.
we got a good amount.
Ton of business we send them. Give us a call yesterday, not even today. Our phone number is, as we stated before, we'd love to work with you. And see you guys in the next podcast. Thank you for participating.
Ya tú sabes. Y entonces,